All right, today we're cracking open a classic. One of the most powerful self-help books you'll ever read, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. We're going to really break down the core ideas that have helped millions, literally millions, unlock their true potential.
Okay, so let's just dive right into the central question of this book. I mean, have you ever looked at someone who's just wildly successful, a colleague, an entrepreneur, maybe an artist, and you just think, what is their secret? Because it doesn't seem like they're working 10 times harder, right? They don't have some crazy genius level IQ, and yet the results are just off the charts. So what's going on? What creates this huge success gap?
So, Schwartz kicks things off with this great little story. He's at a sales meeting, right? And there's this one guy, Harry, who is the star salesman. And get this, he earned 5 times more than anyone else in that room. So the vice president stands up and asks everyone, is this guy 5 times smarter than you? Well, the personnel tests say, nope. Okay, does he work 5 times harder? The reports say no again. So what is it? What's the one thing that makes all the difference?
And here it is. This is the book's big idea. The answer to the whole puzzle. The real difference, the thing that separates mediocrity from massive success, it isn't raw talent. It's not just grinding it out and working harder. It all comes down to the quality and the scale of your thinking. It's simple, really. You think small, you get small results. But you think big, and well, that's how you win big.
Okay, so if thinking big is the key, you gotta ask, what's holding us back, right? Why doesn't everyone just do it? Well, the first step, according to Schwartz, is to figure out and then cure what he calls the failure disease. Think of it like this little inner villain, always whispering in your ear all the reasons you're gonna fail.
And he actually gives this villain a name. He calls it excusitis. And honestly, it's a perfect name. Because just like a real disease, it gets worse and worse if you don't do anything about it. It's that habit we all have of making excuses, rationalizing why we didn't do something, creating an alibi to save face. But here's the really important part. The good news is, it is absolutely curable.
So, Schwartz breaks it down into 4 common types of this disease. First, you've got health excusitis. I'm not feeling well enough. Then there's intelligence excusitis, that little voice that says, I'm just not smart enough for that. We also have age excusitis, the classic, I'm too old to start, or I'm too young to be taken seriously. And finally, there's luck excusitis, just blaming everything on bad luck. I mean, come on, do any of those sound a little familiar?
Now here's the really scary part about all this. It's how it works. See, every single time you make an excuse, you're not just saying some words out loud. You are actively programming your subconscious mind. I love this analogy. Think of it like you're trying to walk through a thick forest. The first time, it's tough. You're pushing branches out of the way. But every time you walk that same path, it gets clearer, deeper, easier to follow, until pretty soon, it's the only path you take. That's what an excuse does. It starts as this tiny little lie you tell yourself, but eventually, it becomes a core belief. It becomes a prison you built yourself that just caps your potential.
So, how do we break out of that prison? How do we fight back against that inner villain? Well, this right here is where we get to the real magic in the book. It's about understanding, and more importantly, controlling the power of your belief. And I want to be clear, this is way more than just positive thinking. This is your superpower.
Schwartz has this brilliant analogy for it. He says your belief, it's like a thermostat. And that thermostat controls what you can accomplish. It literally sets the ceiling for your success. Think about it. If you set a thermostat in a room to 65 degrees, it doesn't matter what's happening outside, that room is never going to get warmer than 65. It's the same with you. If your belief thermostat is set low, your performance will never rise above that setting, no matter how hard you try.
And you can see the difference right here. It's a total self-fulfilling prophecy. When that thermostat is set low, your brain churns out thoughts like, I'm not worth much. And guess what? You get mediocre results. But when you crank that thermostat up high, your whole inner monologue changes. Suddenly it's, I can handle big assignments. And everything, your actions, your creativity, your results, they all rise to meet that new, higher belief. It's so true. People see in us what we see in ourselves. So here's the most important takeaway from all this. You are in control of that dial. You can make a conscious choice right now to adjust your success thermostat forward. Just remember this, your reality doesn't create your thoughts. It's the other way around. Your thoughts create your reality. All right, so we've got the mindset down. We understand the thermostat idea. But now let's get practical. How do we actually turn all this big thinking into, big results? Let's dig into the toolkit Schwartz gives us.
First things first, you have to become what he calls an activationist. That's a doer, not a waiter. You have to stop waiting for the perfect moment. Spoiler alert, it is never going to come. Every single project, every venture has risks. It's always going to be uncertain. The key is to just start. Start now with what you've got and figure out the problems as you go. Because an idea, no matter how amazing it is completely worthless until you act on it.
But, and this is a really important but, taking action doesn't just mean banging your head against the same wall over and over again. Schwartz is super clear about this. Just being persistent isn't enough. You have to mix that persistence with experimentation. So when something isn't working, don't just do it harder, try a totally different approach. It's that combination, that blend of being stubborn and being flexible that pretty much guarantees you'll succeed.
And what happens when you fail? Because you will, we all do. This quote right here, it is everything. Setbacks are going to happen, that's a guarantee. But being defeated, that's a choice. It's just a state of mind, an interpretation of what happened. It is not a permanent reality. You can choose to see that setback as a lesson, as a stepping stone to the next thing, instead of some final judgment on your abilities. Man, that is such a powerful way to look at it.
Okay, so we have the mindset, we have the tools. Now, it's time for the final piece of the puzzle, actually creating a clear vision, a blueprint for the future you want to build.
Schwartz tells this really simple story. He was building a doghouse with his son, and it was a mess. A friend walks by, takes one look at it, and just asks, "Why didn't you get a plan?" And the point he makes is so profound, isn't it? We would never, ever try to build even a simple doghouse without a blueprint. Yet so many of us are out here trying to build our entire lives without any kind of plan or vision at all. It's crazy when you think about it.
So here's the bottom line. Your goals set your direction in life. It's that simple. You have to visualize a big future if you want any shot at actually living one. You know, people are measured by the size of their dreams because at the end of the day, nobody just accidentally stumbles into a great life. They build it on purpose.
And that brings us right back around to you. You've heard the ideas, you get the power of thinking big, you know the danger of excusitis, and you see why you need to take action and have a plan. So my question for you is this: looking at your own life right now, what is the very first tangible step you're going to put on your new blueprint?